I'm showing you guys my new shirt. Hey, 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 what it be like? What it be like, my bros? Whoa. That ain't good. All right, so did everybody watch and enjoy the Super Bowl last night? Check this out. Ha ha. It's hard to get them on there, man. Okay, I'm going to tell you the story behind this. There you go. There you go. Up is down. One way is the other way. All right, check it out. Okay, so back, I was in my 30s. I'm going to say mid-30s. It started out with buying a Bronco helmet. I bought a Bronco helmet. Lived in the town where the Broncos used to do their training camp. And my son took the helmet to the facility where they have the training for the Broncos. And he got a couple of the Bronco players to sign the helmet. So I think that's kind of what got me started. Then I started buying more helmets. And so I was a Kansas City Chiefs fan. I bought a Chiefs helmet. And then when they had so the Chiefs were in the playoffs. I bought another helmet for the team that was in the playoffs with the Chiefs. And so then I started getting helmets like for Christmas. My kids would buy me helmets. Then I started putting the helmets out like I was saying yesterday, in my 30s, I had Super Bowl parties where I'd invite my buddies from work. And I'd done that for 3 or 4 years probably. Then I just kept collecting these helmets. And hey, how you doing? Thanks for joining. Grab you some coffee, man. We're going to rap a little bit. So I started getting the helmets for the people that were playing in the Super Bowl. And then I'd put them up on the TV or up by the TV. And let me show you guys. Let's see. Look, can you see up there? All my helmets I have. Yeah, I got a lot of helmets up there. At one time, I had all of the helmets except for maybe 5 or 6 or so. Then I quit. I quit buying helmets. I just quit. I said, that's enough helmets. It actually takes up a lot of room to collect these helmets. And then now, like, some of the teams have changed their names. Some of them have changed their helmets. So I don't think I'm going to keep buying more. So, I mean, like, let's say I tried to sell these helmets. You don't get hardly anything for them. And yeah. I mean, it's something that I was into at one time, but I'm kind of not into it anymore. Okay, so did y'all watch Super Bowl last night? That's what I had plugged in. I couldn't remember. See this guitar? You have to plug it in. It has to be charged. And I remembered that I had something plugged in downstairs, but I couldn't remember. I thought it was my little mini micro, my headphone amp is what I thought it was. But it turns out that it's this guitar. Okay, so I don't really like leaving it plugged in that long, but I don't think it's going to hurt it any. Good morning, everybody. Now that we have a few people, I was just trying to see if you guys watched the Super Bowl and if you like the halftime show. So you guys want to let me know how you felt about that. I'd appreciate it. I will give you my thoughts about everything. No, I like the TPUSA halftime show though. What was that? I'm not gonna say anything like, you know, against anything, because on my YouTube channel I try to stay neutral when it comes to political views. Okay, I don't want anybody getting upset, and I don't want anybody leaving my channel because I don't like what they like. Okay, we're all we are all free to like what we like and be okay with it from other people. I mean, if you liked, you know, the other halftime show and you didn't watch Bad Bunny, that's cool with me, man. I mean, that's yeah, it's you, man. You know, I did watch the halftime show. I mean, you know, the halftime at a Super Bowl is the halftime show, and for me, I just was curious to see what it was. I had never really seen Bad Bunny do anything before. So, and I mean, it's convenient because it's on the TV already, right? So I just let it play. I watched it. I thought it was okay. It was entertaining. I thought the guy was classy. I liked, you know, I liked the music, the way it sounded and everything. And it didn't last very long, right? That's like, I think, under 15 minutes. So, you know, for me, it was all okay. The game, it was kind of a boring game, I thought. But I didn't really care who won or who lost. So, you know, that's that. I always kind of look at like the Super Bowl is like the last holiday of the winter, and now we start getting into the yeah, the game was pretty boring. Uh, you know, when I was younger, and I don't know your age, but when I was younger, because I was raised in a real racial, uh, anti-racial family. My dad was constantly putting down Mexicans and blacks and gays. I mean, he always had something to say about people that just weren't like white and normal, right? So I grew up like that. And when in my 20s and in my 30s, I carried that with me. I was like that, you know. F the gays, F the blacks, F the Mexicans. As I got a little older, and as I went out and I met people, and I met people that were gay. I had a business for 20 years. Uh, the gay people that I went to work for treated me better than any other people that I worked for. They just treated me good. They were very nice people. Their houses were always very clean. They paid me more than I charged them, almost always. Um, I got to know some of them a little bit, not that much, but a little bit. Uh, and then, like, I married 3 Mexican women, and it's just something about, I like the Mexican women. I like the Mexican culture. At first I didn't know it. Only thing I knew about Mexican food was like a burrito and a taco burger. I didn't know anything else. But when you get around Mexican people, and what happened is I started working at a packing house where there were a lot of Mexican people, and they would invite me to their house to go to like their kids' birthday parties, or maybe like I don't know, just like parties, you know. They were always inviting me to go to their house to eat, and they always treated me so good. You know, I even told them, don't serve me first, just because I'm the only white guy here. Don't do that, man. It makes me feel weird. Just let me eat with everyone else, right? Don't serve me first, because they would do that, and I said, don't do that. Just let me eat when you eat, you know. But very family oriented culture, very good culture. My wife's family in California are all very good people, very nice. Some of them got some bank, man. Some of them got some money. She's got a couple of brothers that and a nephew that they make good money. They were in the service. So, you know, I mean, I didn't. What I'm trying to say is, it didn't bother me that it was in Spanish. It was more about just watching. You know, it's entertainment. You know, and I would just say it doesn't hurt to open your mind up a little bit to other cultures, and yeah, that's about all. You know, I mean, as far as Kid Rock, I don't know, man. Back in like the late '90s and the early 2000s, I did like Kid Rock a little. He was okay in Joe Dirt. I thought he was funny in that movie. I did buy some Kid Rock. I have some Kid Rock CDs. I do have, I think, 2 Kid Rock CDs. So I'm not against Kid Rock, but I don't know. Like I say, it's it. I will finish by saying this, and I'm please. I'm not trying to offend anyone. Okay, please. I'm not trying to do that. But comparing the Super Bowl halftime to the show that they put on, because I watched a little bit of it. I went to YouTube and I watched a little bit of it later. It's kind of comparing like going to a big concert at a Coliseum to like going to see the local band at the bar. That would be kind of, I was trying to think like how could I compare the two. So honestly, that's kind of like my best comparison. But we'll leave it like that. We won't go deeper in that. It's kind of like having Christmas without a tree, right? If you're going to have the Super Bowl, you got to have the halftime. Um, the last 4 or 5 years, the halftime show has been black artists that I'm not real crazy about, but I watched them anyways, you know. Well, it's all good, man. It's all good. We're not. Let's don't get into it, okay? Because we all have. See, the nice thing about America is we're all free to do what we want to do, right? And we all can have our own opinion, and we all can do separate things and still be okay with each other. Um, well, the problem with different races, as far as it comes to entertainment, is it's a different kind of music. You know what I mean? So like, I'm not really into like rap music. I'm not really into like Ariana. No, what the hell was her name? The one that was pregnant. Um, I didn't I. There's been a lot. I'll just say that there's been a lot of halftime shows that I didn't really think were that great. Um, but honestly, it's not that big of a deal to me. I mean, to some people it is, but to me, it's not that big a deal. It doesn't last that long. You could go in the kitchen, clean up a little bit, or make you a sandwich. Get you a snack, go to the bathroom, and you come back and it's over. So I just don't think it's worth making that big of a deal about it. Uh, I did think that it was entertaining, the dancing and everything. It was entertaining, but we'll leave that like that, man. So where are you from, bud? Could you tell me what state you're from? Michigan, man, that's a ways away from here. Is it cold as hell right there? You guys are going through some cold snap, right? I'm gonna tell you something kind of funny, man. When I was in my 20s, I lived in this little town, Garden City, Kansas. And, oh, yeah, that's not warm at all. It's supposed to be 78 today here, which is kind of crazy. Kind of gives you a little bit of what's coming, Spring is coming, man. That's one of these days where it just tells you, like, hey, winter's almost over. It's not over quite yet. All right, don't put up your coats yet, but it's almost over. Okay, let me tell you this funny thing, man. I started hanging out with actually, this dude was white. He was an older white guy. And he'd say, hey, man, you want to go get a beer after work? And I said, yeah, man, let's do that. That sounds good. Let's go get a beer after work. Okay, so we worked second shift. So we got off work about midnight. And he said, leave your car at my house, and I'll take you over to this bar that I like to go to, and we'll have a few beers. I said, all right, that sounds good. So we get over there, and it's a Spanish bar, all right? All Spanish music, and a bunch of Mexican people, And I said, man, are you sure we're safe in here? I don't want to freaking get killed or anything, man. What the hell kind of, what the hell kind of place are you taking me to? And he said, no, 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 man, just relax. It's all good. I know the owner and everything is cool, man. Don't worry about nobody. No one's going to mess with you because I come in here all the time, man. No one's ever messed with me. And so we go in there, and everybody loves this old dude that I'm with, right? Everybody's like, hey, Al, what's going on, man? And then I'd say, oh, shit, I recognize a bunch of these guys from work. Yeah, man, I work. And they're all like, hey, what's going on, man? I'm like, yeah, good, 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 good. And so that became my hangout. That's where I went, you know, like when I want to go have a beer, when I want to go shoot some pool, I go to this little Mexican bar. But I never understood shit they were playing on the music. I never understood crap, you know. Every once in a while, I said, man, that shit's starting to get annoying. You know, the Mexican Spanish music, you know, thumping and shit. They'd crank it up, you know, and they're like everyone else, man. You get drunk and they start yeehawing and singing and everything. But yeah, I went in there. I lived in that town for about 4 years, and I went in. That was my hangout, and but I never understood what was on the music they were playing. But I just kind of like, you know, like block it out after a while. I said, oh well, I can listen to normal music when I get home. There was a big, big Mexican population in this town because of the packing house. Because any town you go to where there's a packing house, you're going to have a bunch of Mexicans. And I was at the Spanish dance one night, and it was a big Spanish dance. And I actually went to sleep. It was late, 1 o'clock in the morning maybe, after midnight. And I'd been drinking. I'd been there probably since about 10. And I actually went to sleep. I think I was sitting at the bar. But I actually was like this, you know. I dozed off. And someone was tapping on my shoulder, and I'm like, yeah, what's up, man? And he looked at me and he goes, do you have an ID? And I looked at the guy and I'm like, and this dude was a cop, you know, and I'm like, how the hell, what's going on, man? And I seen him taking everybody out of the dance. And I said, what the hell's going on? And he said, well, you're in the middle of a raid, of an ICE raid. And he goes, well, you just show me your ID. And I showed him my ID, and he goes, all right, I want you to come over here and exit out this door and then just go home. And I went outside, man. They had everybody lined up, and they had a bus out there. And they had everybody lined up, and they were searching everybody. All right, they took so many people that night that the packing house couldn't open up the next day. They hit 2 Spanish dances the same night, the same time. And I think they took a total of around 300 people total, or 200 maybe. But it was a lot of people. They couldn't open up second shift for about a couple of days. Us people that worked on second shift had to come in and work first shift. That's, yeah, man. Same when I moved to Colorado, and the same thing over there. A lot of the guys that I worked with were either Mexicans from there or Mexicans from Mexico. And we all like to go hang out in the Spanish bars and drink and find with ICE, because if they came in illegally, they can just come in again, but the legal way. Yeah, there was a guy, kind of an older dude, that worked at the plant, and he did speak English. He did speak a little English. He was a pretty good worker, you know. He came every day on time and everything. And then all of a sudden, he just wasn't there no more. You know, I'm like, what happened to Jose? I don't know, man. I guess he quit. He quit coming to work. I'm like, huh, okay, all right, well, huh. About 6 months later, Jose showed up again. I'm like, hey, Jose, where you been? He goes, shh. He goes, that's not my name no more, man. And I said, what the hell you mean that's not your name no more? He goes, no, my name's not Jose no more. And I said, what the hell's your name? And he told me, I don't remember it right now. And I go, get the hell over here. I go, or get the hell over there and get to work, man. I go, your name is always going to be Jose as far as I'm concerned. He goes, no, Robert, shh, don't call me Jose, please. Oh, man. What these guys do when they're in Mexico, they buy papers. They buy papers in Mexico. Okay. They come across the border, right, in a vehicle with papers. They have their name, their social security number, they get a social security card, everything, man. And then when they come over here, they work. The packing house knows, right? They know that these papers aren't legitimate papers. But as long as they're showing that they have some kind of a paper saying that they're legal, they hire them. I mean, the company got in trouble a couple of times for hiring people. But they had to find people to work, you know? And here's the thing, everyone always said, we got to hire these people from Mexico because white people won't do the work. Hello? I'm white. I'm here. I'm working. Here's the truth of it. White people will do the work. White people want more money to do that work than Mexicans. Mexicans will do it cheaper. And the white people with no education will go in there and do it for cheap because you need money to pay your bills. But yeah, if there weren't any people from other countries, that plant would have to pay more money for people to work. You have to go? All right, buddy. Well, check. Yeah, subscribe if you want to, man. That sounds good to me. Are you a guitar player? All right, man. We'll see you later. Take care, man. Have a nice day. Be safe. Try to stay warm, man. Oh, you play a little bit? All right, buddy. Take care. I'm on every day for about an hour. So watch me again and we'll do some guitar stuff. Has anybody done their taxes yet? I am getting ready to do my taxes today. You know, the little place they have in Walmart where they over here I think it's called Jackson Hewitt Jackson Hewitt. I got that backwards, don't I? Let me take a look. Let me take a look. Anyways, please play. Man, I wish I could play that. Hang on just a second. I gotta see something. Tax Preparers and Hayes. Jackson Hewitt. That's what it is, Jackson Hewitt. So I'm having my taxes done today. The last 2 years, I have done my taxes myself with TurboTax. And the last 2 years, I've had to pay in. So I don't know if I'm not doing them right. I don't know, man, but this is the first time. Well, no, it's not the first time I had to pay in, because when I was in business, I had to pay a crap load. Hey, you guys like my t-shirt? You like that? I had to pay in a crap load of money though when I was in business. One time my tax guy said, "Hey man," I said, "What's going on, man?" He goes, "You might want to sit down for a minute." And I said, "Why? What's up?" And he goes, "You know, you didn't pay anything in last year." And I said, "Yeah, I was broke all year." And he goes, "Well, you made a shitload of money." And I said, "Well, I had a shitload of bills." And he said, "Well, you got a shitload of bills again. You owe $17,000 to the government." And I said, "What in the hell, dude? $17,000? What the hell? That's a hell of a lot of money, $17,000. And he said, "Yeah, when you're in business, you have to pay in every quarter. You have to pay in money. And you didn't pay in any." And I said, "Oh man, $17,000. I go, where the hell am I going to get $17,000? And he goes, "I don't know." And I said, "Have you filed that yet?" And he said, "No." And I said, "Don't file that crap yet." And so I started looking around for other tax guys. I said, don't file that, okay? How much I owe you? Don't file nothing. I went to another tax guy, and I said, "Can you kind of like go over my taxes and see, like, I mean, this is kind of unreal, man. 17,000. I don't think this guy did it right." And about a week later, the guy called me up and he said, "Hey, I got that down quite a ways." He goes, "You do owe money, but I got it down to about 3,000. And I said, "Oh, well, 3,000 is a hell of a lot better than 17,000. And he goes, "Yeah." He goes, "That guy made a lot of mistakes on your taxes." And I said, "Yeah, okay." Whew. Man, I was about to pass out. $17,000? Holy shit, that's a shitload of money, man. The 3,000 looked really good after that. I said 3,000, I mean, that's still a lot of money, 3,000. But I can do 3,000 a hell of a lot better than 17,000. So last year we had to pay in about 400. And this year, my wife was off of work for a while because she had a surgery. So we have a lot less money this year to claim. So I'm thinking that we should get some money back. Okay. That's my Pink Floyd. What time is it? 11:16. 11:16, y'all. So what are you guys doing? What are you doing? What are you up to today? I mean, I like the way I like the music that you're suggesting. I'm a big Dire Straits fan. I like Dire Straits, man. I like to turn it up. I like to crank it up, man. Money for nothing and chicks for free. I do like that group. And I do like Pink Floyd. When I was a teenager, I listened to a lot of Pink Floyd. Pink Floyd and Ozzy and AC/DC. So the actual right way, the actual right way to play that, if you watch that guy on a video, he doesn't do anything with this hand. It's all with this hand right here. And what he's doing is like doing hammer-ons and pull-offs like this. See? Just where you hit it on there and then pull it off, see? I practiced it a little bit. It's a little bit, hey, what's up? It's a little bit, can you play? No, dude. I don't know that song, man. I'm sorry, but I don't know that song. I just practiced this just for something to practice. See? It's just something that I practiced just to practice it. There's a lot of things that I practice just because it's good for like a lot of songs like this. But that kind of stuff right there, you can use that in a ton of songs. Like the Eric Clapton Wonderful Tonight. And then it goes like this. And it's just kind of in between like G, C, and D. And then sometimes he plays the E minor. And that D, it's like G, D, E minor. Back to the C, back to the D. Let me see. There you go. So, anyways, yeah. All right, man. So, what did you think of the Super Bowl? Did you watch it? That's the big topic for the day. Did you watch the Super Bowl and did you like it? Whoa. I'm in my pajamas and my pajamas are kind of slick. My guitar keeps kind of sliding off of it. Hey, you guys see this guitar pick? I'm in the pick guard. If you guys ever need one made, I had this made from a woman off of Etsy. And Fender does not make a pick guard for this guitar. Okay, I looked and looked and looked. I could not find nothing from Fender. I did not want to scratch the guitar all up because this is pretty soft material. You can scratch this stuff off. I promise you, I guarantee you, this would take nothing to just tear the hell out of that thing, man. Within a probably 6 months, it'd be down to the wood. I'm gonna tell you, this thing's not very thick. It's hollow, and it's not very thick. You can tell by tapping on it. So, anyways, if any of you guys need a pick guard, look for that lady on Etsy. I think her name was called Mint Strings, I believe. Check it out. If you any of you else watching this thing and you need a pick guard for anything, for any guitar, or she makes them for all kinds of instruments, like the mandolin. She makes them. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. All right, y'all. Not gonna talk to me today. That's okay, guys. That's okay. I'm not upset about it. I promised myself that I'm gonna do. I don't have a rag to wipe off. Okay. So, anyways, I promised myself I was gonna do an hour a day, every day, until I get 4,000 watch hours. So, that's what I'm doing, y'all. I only have about 600 watch hours after 2 years. So, come on, YouTube. What's going on, man? You make it really, really hard to get that many views. Don't make me break out my boobs. Don't make me do that. I see these women on YouTube that, well, I've seen some of them aren't doing hardly anything except for a little dance, right? And they got like 1 million views just because they have a good body and they're doing some kind of little dance and they get 1 million views. I don't know about that, man. That seems a little crazy to me, but that's life. One thing about life that I will guarantee you, there's always somebody kicking you around in life, okay? You're always going to get So I learned pretty early on in life that you're always going to have something's wrong. Okay, I mean that my friend is life. Um, Sometimes when things are going too good, too smooth, I say, uh-oh, something's going to happen. Something's brewing, man, because it's been a long time since anything has happened. We've been going a long stretch here with no problems. And then, yeah, all of a sudden, this happens, that happens, this breaks, this needs to be fixed. Um, you get an illness, or my wife needs a surgery, or have to take the dog to the vet, the car breaks down. You know what I mean? It just, when it rains, it pours, man. But here's the thing about life, okay? I give you some wisdom, all right? The better that you can adjust to having a problem, the better you're going to make it through life, okay? So when you have something bad that happens, just the first thing you want to do is just relax. Relax for a few minutes, okay? Think about things, think it over, you know? And then try to come up with a strategy to fix the problem. And a lot of times, it's not near as bad as what it seems like it is. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it is as bad as it seems. I've been through some bad shit, man. I mean, yeah. When you're totally broke, and the vehicle that you're using to make money breaks down, yeah, it's rough. I've been there, man. I've been there. I put on shows at nursing homes. When you leave a nursing home after you've been in there for an hour or so, and you see all those people in wheelchairs, that a lot of them don't know, like, really where they're at or who they are, because a lot of the people in the nursing homes have dementia real bad. When I leave those homes and I get to thinking about it, I say, I'm glad it's not me, right? But then again, maybe it will be me later. So yeah, it's a little bit like, well, I'm glad it's not me, but don't get too happy, because you never know when it can happen to you. And there's some people in there that are younger, like maybe in their 60s. And what it is they have like a disease like ALS, where they can't move and they're in a wheelchair. And I mean, they literally have a very hard time trying to shake your hand or trying to say anything at all. That's how bad that disease. You know, they used to be up walking around being normal people, and now they can't. They can't even talk or move their arms and legs. So the disease is a very bad disease. But like I say, you feel like that you're happy that you're not like that, but then you start thinking, shit, my life's not over yet, you know? So, yeah. Someday, you just never know. I don't have this thing plugged in, guys, so I didn't want to turn on my amp or anything, because We are going to get ready to take off and go. We're going to go to town and get our taxes done and get some groceries. And our car is in the shop, and it's been in there for 3 weeks. I'm going to stop and see if those guys are going to get around to fixing my car this week. I had it fixed by this guy. They've been my mechanic for about a while, maybe 5 years or so. They've done work for us. They've always done a good job at a good price. Well, they fixed my car. Had a little oil leak, so they fixed it. And about 1,000 miles later, the part that they put in there broke. It started leaking again. So when I noticed that it was leaking, I just took it over to them. And that was a mistake, because I should have told them that it was leaking, and then made an appointment for them to fix it. Okay, that would have been probably the better way to do it, but I don't know, I wasn't thinking right at the time. I thought, well, it's leaking, I'm gonna take it back, to them. Well, I think they had some problems, like the mechanic's wife needed a surgery, and the other mechanic, they're like brothers. The other guy got sick, so and then we got a really bad cold snap where it got down to like around 1 degrees, and minus something, and got really cold for about a week and a half maybe. My wife's upstairs vacuuming. That little vacuum makes a lot of noise. One good thing about that vacuum, though, when it comes to making all that noise, the battery don't last that long. My wife kind of has a little bit of a problem, but it's not a problem really for me, because I like my house clean, right? But she has a problem that she can't sit still. And anytime that she sees something is dirty or dusty or out of place, she gets up and cleans. So, like I say, it's not really a problem, except for she's up there vacuuming right now. I do apologize for the sound, everybody. See, the battery's running down now. If we got any guitar players out there, if I give you the tip of the day, I'm going to tell you, start learning your pentatonic scales. There's 5 boxes, and if you learn those 5 boxes, it will come in tremendously helpful for you, okay? So, box 1. And most people learn it from the A minor. Box 1, up here in the 5, between the 5 and the 7, the 8. That's box 1. Come down here to box 2. I know you guys can't see me too good. Max 3. Box 4. And box 5. But the sooner you start learning those and the sooner you start practicing them, the better off you're going to be. Okay? That's a good way to solo. I'm not saying it's the only way to solo, but it's a good way to solo. It's kind of like your roadmap, to where you want to go. And yeah, that's how you do that. All right, y'all. I am going to head out. Um, I have not eaten yet, and I'm kind of hungry. So I wanted to get this in, get this video made. So, anyways, thanks for joining me, everybody. I do appreciate it, and y'all dig my shirt. My wife got me this shirt for Christmas, and I said, "That's kind of a shirt for like a teenager." And she said, "Well, you're kind of a teenager, anyways, aren't you?" And I said, "I guess I am." So, anyways, hey, y'all, thanks for joining me. I do appreciate it. And please subscribe to my channel if you feel like it. If you like me and you want to subscribe, then help support my channel. I would appreciate that. If not, that's cool. I don't subscribe to everything I watch, so I don't think that you guys should either. Hey, see you later, man. I'm Robert. This is Guitar Journeys. I'm out.